Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. And the place to be. My comment. All right, we are here. It's your man RTP Skull Gang in the building. You know what time it is. Wanted to give a chance for Buck fans to chop it up, talk. Put the link in the description, or actually, I'll put the link in the comment section. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'm driving at the moment, so I can't really go into Facebook and hold on, man. All right, now I've sent it to all three. The link is in the comment section of the Facebook. The link is in the comment or the reply section on Twitter. The link is in the comment section on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. Um, let's see. So there is a playoff game today. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, Tampa Bay Buccaneers play the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know probably a lot of people are like, RTP, where is your like victory lap? We won, the Bucs won the division. You know, I didn't make a video doing the victory lap about winning the division. I wanted to. Don't get me wrong. Trust me, I wanted to. I got some video of me proving people wrong once again, like I do every year when people talk and say that I don't know what I'm talking about. Um, you know, I got some video evidence of the last NFC South roundtable looking dumb, and again, not listening to me when everything that I said in those roundtables was correct. But once again, a group of people who are just, regular fans, in my opinion. They're not, you know, they don't put in the work like I put in the work. They don't watch the All 22, and if they do, they don't know how to break it down. They don't study the game the way I studied the game. To their defense, in their defense, I should say. But yeah, just again another group of people who talk casual football and don't understand that I'm that's just not me. I'm on a different level. I'm on a different level. So I don't just talk casual football. I break things down. I investigate. I look to see, why things are happening. I don't just look at the stats and let the stats tell me what happened, because most of the time they're going to lie to you. I actually watch the tape and I watch the film and I figure out exactly why we got the stats or why the stats were made. So yes, I got footage and I'll play it for you guys. Not obviously not today. I'm in the truck doing this live stream. I'm in the truck working. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to be home by the time the game starts. So I decided to go live right now. I should be home by halftime. I should be home by halftime. And if I am home by halftime and I can get a live stream up, I will be going live on the second half. Unless we're getting our butts kicked, then I probably won't. But I decided to go live right now. Even if we are getting our butts kicked, if I see something where I'm like, oh, I know we're getting our butts kicked, but I see this, so I think we can come back, I'll go live. But if we're getting our butts kicked and it's like, yeah, it's the same old, I already told you what's going to happen, then I won't go live. But anyways, I decided to go live today. Again, link is in the comment section, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, or on YouTube. The link is in the comment section if you want to jump in and give your opinion about what's going on. But to backtrack a little bit, since we're starting to get people coming in, yes, I'm proud that we won the division. Yes, I told everybody we was going to win the division, even when I told everybody that Baker is not the guy and that Baker, we got the worst Baker of any of the versions of Baker that's been in the NFL. And even when I said that, I literally said, I still think we win the division. I just think it'll be harder. And I was correct. And yes, I said that anybody that has a chance of taking the division from us, it'll be the Saints. And I was correct. Panthers being terrible. I did not think the Panthers would be terrible. So in the offseason, I was wrong about that. I thought I didn't think the Panthers had a chance at winning the division, but I did not think the Panthers would be like in the running for Caleb Williams terrible. Obviously, they're not going after Caleb Williams, but what I mean by that is only win 1 or 2 games. I didn't think they would be that bad. But after seeing the preseason, I thought they would be worse than what I originally thought. And then after seeing 2 to 3 games in the beginning of the season, regular season games, I pretty much knew that it was going to be a struggle for them to get 1 win. To my surprise, they got 2 wins, and I'm glad that they did because one of them was against the Falcons. The Falcons, I will say this, the Falcons did a little bit better than what I originally thought. Not offensively, but defensively. I think the defense did a lot better than I originally thought they were going to do. I didn't think they were going to be trash, but I did not think they would be what's the word I'm looking for? I didn't think they would be contending as much as you can say they were contending because of that defense as much as they were. So I do give their defense definitely credit for that. I was, wrong, not by a lot shot, but again, I'm very precise with my predictions. So literally, I can say I was kind of right, but I'm just gonna say I was wrong. What else? I was right about Derek Carr. I still stand on the point that I believe Derek Carr is the best quarterback in this division. I said it in the offseason. I stand by that. I still believe Derek Carr is the best quarterback in this division. Now, he hasn't played like that at all, and that's not the part that I was right about. The part that I was right about was all offseason, during training camp, I kept telling people Derek Carr's mind is not right. There is going to be a snowball effect, and Derek Carr is going to have a bad season because his mind is not right. All offseason, these are things that, again, Saint fans weren't paying attention to. They knew about it, but they didn't think nothing of it. They ignored it. They didn't want to hear it. I was also right about Michael Thomas. I was right about him last year. I was right about him this year. Michael Thomas is done. I hope they extend his contract. I hope he stays on that Saints team as long as possible. But as far as Derek Carr, I told everybody, I said this guy's mind Even though I believe he is the best quarterback in the division, this guy's mind is not right at all. Like, as soon as he starts playing bad, it's going to snowball, and he's just going to have a bad season. And that's exactly what happened. He had a bad season. Um, what else? Right about Arthur Smith, terrible coach. Right about Dennis Allen, terrible coach. I was right about Frank Wright and the situation with him and his offensive coordinator. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. Him as a head coach. All the coaching staffs that were on that team, that Panther fans, Team Money to be exact, were telling me, well, if this guy's not performing, coaching well, we got this coach, we got this coach, we got that coach, we got so many good coaches. There's no way they can all be performing bad as coaches. And he was wrong. What else? I was right about a lot of things. I hope that the people that were in the NFC South roundtable, I am hoping that those people do not go hiding. I am hoping that those people that would comment in my comment section don't stop commenting in my comment section. Where is Red Swarm at? Where is Red Swarm at? Where is Mad Mike at? Where is the Wolf at? Huh? Where's the Wolf at? Where you at, Wolf? Where is what was the other dude? The Panther guy. It's not Big Cat. It's not Big Cat. It's not Unk. It's God. How can I not? I remember the other dude. Right? The other dude was Q, right? Or was he Q? Well, the main Panther guy. I don't remember what his name was. The main Panther guy that was hosting the NFC South roundtable. Where's he at? You know, if I saw his name or his logo, I would know. Yeah, that's him. But whatever. Where's he at? Where's the other one? Saints fan. It's not the four bros. It's the three bros. It's the Orlean bros or something like that. Something bros. Till is his name to be exact. Till. Where's Till at? Now, shout out to Till, because I'm hoping I can do some things with Till in the future, because I ain't gonna lie. Till's pretty cool. Till and his people are pretty cool. So I hope Till is still around. But where are these people at? You know, where are Wally? What happened to Wally? Where's Wally at? Where are all the stats and stuff? Where's all these people that try to argue with me about defenses and yards, and total defense means that it's all the defensive stats put together. And I tried to tell them it's not defense. It's not all of the defenses put together. It's all the yards put together. That's all it is. Total defense has nothing to do with anything about the defense but yards. And that stat is a stupid stat, because it doesn't tell you the true story, because that stat could be affected by a whole bunch of reasons. It could be affected by your schedule. It could be affected by your game plan. It could be affected by how bad the game went or how good the game went. It could be affected in so many ways. But again, casual fans, they don't understand that, and I get it. I tried to teach them. I see Professor X in the building, you know what I'm saying? I tried to listen. I'm not a normal fan. I broke things down. I've been through this. Like, I've been through seasons and seasons over and over and over again, you know, trying to wonder why I'm wrong about my team every year. Like, I'm not sitting here acting like I came out of my mom knowing football, or you know, for years I've been knowing about football and you just don't know because you're dumb. Like, no, I've tried to tell people I've had to go through years and years and years and years of being wrong about my team until I had to just understand why am I wrong. And it was because I was looking at the wrong stats. It was because I was blinded by my team's, you know, goggles. You know, everybody has it. It's not your fault. When you love something, you have those goggles. When you're a parent, you don't see the flaws in your kids like other people see the flaws in your kids, because you love them so much. I understand it. We have to learn to take them off. When you have your team, you have to learn to take off your fan goggles off and really evaluate your team for what they really are. You might love a player so much that you don't want to be honest with yourself about that player. And I had to learn about that. I had to learn how to not do that. I had to learn how to really put my team under a microscope and I had to learn what stats can I trust, what stats I can't trust. I had to learn how to break down film. I didn't always know how to break down film the way I break down film now. You know what I'm saying? Now I break down film. Kurt Warner breaks down film after me. You would think that Kurt Warner watched my tape and just copied everything I said. You know, this is the second time that Kurt Warner has broken down film and literally said the exact same thing that I said. Right? I broke down the film on Tom Brady. Kurt Warner breaks down the exact same game in the Ravens game and says the exact same thing I said about Tom Brady. Now, he did say some good things about Tom Brady that, you know, I didn't need to say. I felt like I didn't need to say because I'm not the PR for Tom Brady. I'm just the guy for my team, you know, but he's all the bad things that I said about Brady. Kurt Warner broke them down the exact same plays and broke them down the exact same ways. He just knew the name of the play and the name of the routing concepts and stuff like that. But he literally said the same thing that I was saying. He was saying what the problem was. He was saying the same problems I was saying. Then I broke down, you know, a Tua film, and I didn't break down on my channel because we're not a Dolphins fan. But I broke down the Tua film against Tennessee, you know, and I went into a Dolphins space and told the Dolphins fan base exactly what I saw. Kurt Warner brings out a film on Tua and says the exact same thing. So, you know, I got reasons to pump out my chest, as Professor X likes to say, and act like I'm always right because I'm not always right. You know, I said it a couple minutes ago about a few things that I was wrong about, but the things that I'm wrong about are very like minute. They're very minimum, and the things that I'm right about are like big deals. Where it's like, bro, you should have listened to me. You know, so yeah, I mean, this happens year after year, every year, especially at the end of the year. I'm always making a video like this saying, I told you. You should have just listened to me. I told you. Now, again, I don't want to continue making this video or this live stream about me just being right, but I had to put it out there because I still have to make our NFC South champion video. And in that, I decided, since we're still in the playoffs, I decided to wait to make that live stream because there still might be some other things that's crazy as it sounds. There still might be some other things that I might be right about. So I figured, you know what, I'll wait to make that video because that NFC South NFC South champ video that I'm going to make, the live stream that I'm going to do, hopefully you guys are there and hopefully you guys come in and celebrate with me. You're going to see video of me getting laughed at by everybody and turning out that I was right the whole time. So once again, I hope the people that you see in those videos, I hope the people that I named that like to troll around my channel and now is gone missing, like I thought they would, I hope they come around. I hope they see it. Because the thumbnail is going to be, for anybody that watches this, the thumbnail is going to be the same picture that I put up for the NFC South Roundtable. Because I want them to see that thumbnail and say, wait a minute, why is he putting the NFC South Roundtable thumbnail on there? We're not having an NFC South Roundtable today. Let me click on there. And I want them to see the NFC South Roundtable videos that I posted and show them, remember when I told you this? Remember when I told you this? And remember when I told you this? And everybody in here was laughing at me, and everybody in the comment section said, this guy's delusional, this guy is crazy. Even when we were on our 4-game losing streak, I did exactly as they like to say, stood on business and continued to say, Baker is trash. Well, so you guys are going to lose the division. No, we're still going to win the division. This guy is crazy. He's on a 4-game losing streak. He's still got the Texans. He's still got these games to play still, and he's on a 4-game losing streak. They're probably going to go on a 6-game losing streak, and he's still got the nerve to say they're going to win the division. And I was laughed at. And we won the division. But anyways, enough of that. there's enough people in here, 7 people. Once again, if you need me to post it again, I will post it again. But I have the link. You should be able to see it in the comment section, whether you're watching Facebook or you're watching through Twitter or you're watching through YouTube. The link to come in here and give your opinion, give your props, if you want to rant, whatever you want to do, you can come on in here and go ahead and do that. Again, I will be late for the playoff game. I'm barely at work. I woke up late. I accidentally slept in. So unfortunately, I won't be home on time for the game, but I should be home by halftime. And I might go live after halftime of the game, depending on the game. But either way, I will go live after the game, no matter what, to speak about the game and what I thought of the game, no matter what. So we will go live. I don't know how long that live is going to go because I might not work tomorrow, depending if my job gives me a load tomorrow or not. I don't know. So we'll see how that live goes tonight. But I wanted to live stream here, talk a little bit about, we talked a little bit about us winning the division. Again, we can get more into that and laugh a lot more at some Saint fans and Falcon fans and what's the other team? The Panther fans. We can laugh a little bit more about them. I mean, if you want to come in here and laugh at them, then you can. There's no problem. But until you guys make that live stream, turn that live stream into that, let's go ahead and talk about today's game because we have a game today. Unfortunately, I looked at the schedule. I didn't see what time the Saints play today. I missed the Saints playing yesterday, and I found out they didn't play yesterday. So I said, okay, they must play Monday. They didn't play Saturday either. So I was looking for the schedule. I didn't see any Saints game scheduled today or Falcons game. We knew that the Panthers weren't going to have a game, but I didn't see any of those other teams. I don't know why, but you know, it is what it is. But hey, the Bucs play today. We're going against the Eagles. There's a lot of things about this game. I would love to hear your guys' opinions until you guys get in here. Let me read these comments real quick. Maybe you guys are telling me something that I should be reading. Professor X is in the building. He says, what to do, RTP. And the Skull Gang from 100. It's your favorite troll's favorite troll. Your chest, my brother. You already know what it is. Rock 813 says RTP Day in the cut. Hoping the Eagles win. Then they'll come out. Yeah, that's probably what will happen. But I'm kind of hoping for that. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. 813 says RTP. It's a wet day here in Tampa, but it's supposed to clear up right around the game time. Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. Professor X says he's a know-it-all. It's all good, bro. Let them haters hate because at the end of the day, it's Bucs for life. You already know what time it is. You know what it is. So let's talk about this Eagles game. Thank you for that update, Rock. Rock is saying that it's wet over there. So it depends on how wet it is. I mean, the field being wet should not stop Baker Mayfield from throwing the ball. So I hope that's not an excuse. Should not be an excuse. Unless it's like really, really raining. Now, that Panther game, I think it was the first Panther game, right? It was really, at one point, it was really raining hard. So that's when you could give Baker Mayfield that excuse about throwing the ball. And it wasn't for the whole game. It was just for that specific time. I don't remember what part of the game it was, but I do remember it was a specific time where it was like really raining hard. And I'm like, dang, that came out of nowhere. Like, it's raining really hard. That is an excuse to, okay, Baker's having a bad game or whatever, but he had a bad game the whole game. It is what it is. And then the second game that we played against the Panthers, he had a bad game. So whatever. But just to give you some how to go off of that, you know, the field being wet should not be a reason why Baker can't throw the ball or anything like that. So I hope nobody comes with an excuse. JR. in the building says, if if we can force a couple turnovers, I like our chances. Uh, but like more if Baker ankles wasn't an issue. Baker's if Baker had perfect ankles, still wouldn't matter. It still wouldn't matter. Baker is we are not going to win this game by running around. That's just not how we're going to win this game against the Eagles. This is not the Saints game, right? The Saints game, Baker's ankle, not being able to move around, which I don't know if he had an ankle issue. I don't remember if he had an ankle issue the last time we played the Saints or what. All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Check one, two. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me now. What was I saying? Uh, so yeah, the ankle issue, like against the Saints, a running quarterback can be deadly. A mobile quarterback can be very deadly against the Saints. This ain't the issue with the Eagles. Whether he has a good ankle or a bad ankle, obviously him having a good ankle would help for him to take off running the ball. But even if he wanted to take off running the ball with the defensive tackles and stuff, it's not an easy line to just take off. Um, Him moving around the pocket, I mean, having a bad ankle should not stop you from being able to move around in the pocket. And I don't want that from Baker anyway. Baker plays his worst game when he's focused on moving around in the pocket. That Baker is going to have a problem winning this game. The Baker we need is the Green Bay Baker. We need that Baker. The Baker that's going to get hit. The Baker that's going to throw the ball and get hit because he's staying in the pocket and he's throwing the ball. The Baker that's going to get hit because he's not focused on the pocket. He's focused on my guy's about to get open. Here we go. I got to time this right and I got to throw it on time. That's the Baker that's going to help us win this game. His ankle is not a problem. It's not an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be a discussion. It shouldn't be something that, oh man, if his ankles was fine, we'd have a better chance. This is not the game for that. It's not going to matter whether his ankle was 100 or not. But I do appreciate the thought, and I do understand the thought process, but I don't think that it's going to matter in this type of game. Professor X says if we can get that run game, we should be moving on to the next round 100. Let's go, baby. The run game can definitely, if we can get the run game going, it could definitely help us. Okay. Let's see. Jay Dot said, nah, not him running. It's more so planting off that leg. He hurt it in the Panthers game. Uh, I don't, I, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, again, I can see your point. Maybe you might have a good point there. It's just to me, it's never Baker's never like I'm not counting on Baker being super accurate. You see what I'm saying? Like Baker hasn't shown me anything. Like if this team was on Baker's shoulders as far as like we can't run the ball, our defense, our weapons are not getting open, and Baker has to throw our guys open. You know what I'm saying? If it was a situation like that where we're really counting on Baker, where we really have to like Baker has to do everything for us, you could have a really good point because He needs to be super accurate. He needs to, you know what I'm saying? He needs to pinpoint accuracy. He needs to rip the defense apart. I can see that point, but that's not the issue we have with Baker. The issue we have with Baker is he needs to be able to see the check down. He needs to let the ball go and not hesitate when throwing to Chris Godwin or anybody else besides Mike Evans. He needs to be able to hit the wide open Trey Palmer down the field. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs that like those are not like, man, if he had a better ankle, we don't have those problems. Good ankle or bad ankle, he still has those problems. And that's what I mean by that. So where in that case you're not necessarily wrong, Jay. You're right. In fact, you are right. But I don't think that's going to affect the game, because the parts that are going to affect the game is going to be whether he has the good ankle or not. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, let me say. OG in the building says, "What up, RTP? What it do, man?" So let me go through what I believe. The three ways, because there's three ways we can win this game. The first way is the way that I believe that we're going to have to win this game, which is defense and run game. That's just what it is. We're going to have a really good defense. We're going to have a really good run game. I do not believe that Baker is going to give us anything. I think we're going to see the same Baker that we've been seeing the last couple of games, which is a struggling Baker. That's what I believe. There's only been two quarterbacks I've been focused on this year, and it's been Baker and it's been Tua. I was proven already right with Tua. It happened, and that was even more of a bigger hot take than the take with Baker. And I was proven right with Tua, and I believe the same thing is going to happen with Baker, which is the NFL has figured out what Tua likes to do in his system, and I believe the NFL has figured out what Baker likes to do in his system. I believe the NFL figuring out what Tua likes to do is way harder than figuring out what Baker likes to do in our system. And Tua continue to struggle against good teams, and I believe that Baker is going to continue to struggle against anybody in the playoffs. So I believe we're going to, if we win this game, because there is, and let me say this, I do think it is a 50-50 chance that we can win this game. And I said this in the Wolves. I said this in the Wolves live stream, and I kind of wish I did it because I feel a little bit different now, right? I told him that I told him it's possible that we can win, but more than likely we'll lose that game. And I do feel a little bit different. I do feel it's closer to 50-50 now, because I do think that there is some situations going on in that locker room with A.J. Brown, maybe even the quarterback, maybe even the head coach. There's something going on with that franchise right now, and I believe we could take advantage of that, and they might not be as focused as they need to be. I also believe that Jalen Hurts is having problems right now. He digressed. And I told people that in the beginning of the year, matter of fact, I was laughed at by Mad Mike. I don't know if some people remember this, but I was laughed at by Mad Mike when I told them in the NFC Roundtable, the weakest part of the Eagles is Jalen Hurts. I told him that. I said, when I think it's possible we could beat the Eagles if our team gets better and gets to the level that I think we can get to, I believe we can beat the Eagles, because right now the weak spot of the Eagles is Jalen Hurts. And they laughed at me. So I do believe we can have a chance at beating the Eagles. And I do believe, and I've said this during the season, I do believe that this Buccaneers team has advanced. Everybody, I said this before, everybody on the Bucs team has leveled up. The wide receivers got better in the system. The O-line got better at run blocking and got better in pass blocking as the year went on. The running backs got more comfortable in the run scheme. Um, um, the defense got better at doing their job because we had a lot of young players. Yaya Diaby, Elijah Cansey, the undrafted nickel. You know what I'm saying? D. Delaney getting more playing time. We got better defensively because our young players that had big roles started understanding Todd Bowles. We've seen that with veteran players when we first got Todd Bowles. We know it takes a while for players to get used to the system and understand exactly what Todd Bowles is trying to do and why he's trying to do it. It takes a while. I think the defense leveled up. Um, so I do believe everybody, even the play calling of Dave Canellis. I believe Dave Canellis has leveled up, understanding his weapons, understanding how people play against our offense, understanding his quarterback. I think he's leveled up. Now he still has a problem with letting go of that run game. I think he still has a little bit of problem of feeling the game and feeling that okay, this game is calling for me to let go of the run game. He's still having issues with that, but everything else I believe he leveled up on. The only one that I feel has not leveled up is our quarterback, and it's a big piece in Baker Mayfield. Um, Now, I thought my last hope was Green Bay. That Green again, I always go back to that Green Bay game. That Green Bay game was just like I'm gonna be honest. I'll say it like this, right? I'll say it just like this. If that Green Bay game was real, because I said after that Green Bay game, or as I like to say, that Lombardi Baker game, I broke down that film. And when I broke down that film, I said, this is what I would love. Like, I don't mind giving this Baker a 5-year contract. I don't mind making this Baker my guy. If I knew this is the Baker I was gonna get, oh, that's my guy. Give him the contract. Let's go. Let's make our run with Baker. Let's put weapons. Let's continue to build this team around Baker. This is my guy. Like after watching that Green Bay game, I was like, this Baker right here, I can go with this Baker. We can make some moves with this Baker. We can be a problem with this Baker. Now, after watching that film, I did say I don't know if this is it. I don't know if the light. It feels like the light bulb came on, and that's why we got the Baker we got. That's why we got Lombardi Baker. It looks like the light bulb came on, but like I said again, from years and years of experience of being dead wrong about my team, I know one game does not tell you anything. Because anybody, I don't care who it is, I don't care if he's the worst quarterback ever, anybody in the NFL can have a great game. It just, things just fell right. A couple of lucky things here, lucky things there, and everything just fell right. Somehow you were in the zone. You don't know how you got in the zone. Everything just clicked. Anybody can have a lucky game. So at the end of watching that film, I said, okay, we have to see what the next game, and I think the next games was the Saints game, and the next game after that was the Panthers game. And then the Saints game came, and I said, no, it wasn't the Saints game. It was another game because I believe we won. What game was it after that Lombardi game? It was what game? It was the Jacksonville Jaguars because we played against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I said, let's see, and we won that game. And see, that's the key. That's how you know I don't BS you guys. For anyone who's new to my channel, that's how you know that I'm not one of these content creators that, oh, we won, all I say is good things. Oh, we lost, all I said is bad things, and now I want to act like I know what I'm talking about. No. Even when we win, I will tell you bad things that I've seen, things that we saw, and even when we lose, I will tell you good things that I saw, and bad things that I saw, no matter what. And when we won the Jags game, the game after the Lombardi game, I said, the team looks ready. The team looks ready to go. Unfortunately, Baker didn't play a bad game, but it wasn't Lombardi Baker. He went back to the regular Baker. Now, again, he didn't play bad. It wasn't as though, oh, yeah, it was a terrible game by Baker. It just wasn't. It was back to the, oh, he's cheating the system again. He's trying to get by cheating the system again. It wasn't Lombardi Baker. It wasn't first progress, second progress, third progress Baker. It wasn't standing in the pocket, look confident, and throw the ball to Chris Godwin, stand in the pocket, trust your arm. It wasn't that Baker. We didn't see that Baker in the Jags game. And I told you guys. And then what happened? We went to the Saints game and we lost that game. And I said, I told you, we saw the bad Baker again because he didn't look like the other Baker. Then we had the Panthers game. And again, looked like the bad Baker again. Unfortunately, we still were able to win that game. So I say that to say that I understand we know what Baker is. Is it possible that we get Lombardi Baker? Hey, anything can happen. It happened once. Who's to say it can't happen again? Who's to say that it can't happen again? But if you have put a gun to my head, or they put a gun to my family's head, and they told me to make a prediction and I got to be right, I'm not going to take a chance and say we have Lombardi Baker coming in the building. So the first thing is, we're probably going to win this game if we have a chance to win this game. It's going to be with our defense and running the ball. The second way we can win this game is exactly what we were just talking about. If somehow Lombardi Baker comes through. If Lombardi Baker comes through, the Philly's not stopping us. If Lombardi Baker comes through, I'm not gonna BS you guys. If Lombardi Baker comes through, we're going to the NFC Championship. I can promise you that. If Lombardi Baker comes through the playoffs, is what I'm saying, right? If Lombardi Baker comes through in this game, we're winning this game. But then if he doesn't come through in the next game, do the Lions game, I believe, then obviously we might not make it to the NFC Championship. But if we get Lombardi Baker throughout the playoffs, we're going to the NFC Championship. Do we go to the Super Bowl after that? That's still hard because the 49ers are a tough team. No matter what kind of Baker we get, it's going to be tough to beat them. But it'll be a fair fight. I will say that. Now, we got to break that down because that's later down the road. So that's the second way that we can beat this Eagles team. Let me break down this game from units before we get to the third and final way we can win this game. And once again, if you want to debate, if you want to just chop it up or give your opinion or rant or disagree with me or whatever you want to do, the link to jump in here is in the comment section, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter. Come on in. I would like other people to jump in here, give their opinions, or whether you just want to come in here to hype up the team or hype up Baker. I don't care. You can hype up Baker all you want. I don't care. He's part of the team. I hope he plays good. I would really love to beat the Eagles, to be honest with you. I really would love to beat the Eagles. So I have no problem with anybody disagreeing with me. We can talk like an adult if you want to debate. If not, if you don't want to debate but you just want to give your opinion, that's fine too. I don't care. Come in here, speak your mind. The open forum. If you don't see the link, let me know. I will post the link again. But let me break down this team. Their defensive line is good against our offensive line, which is good as well. I still believe that it's going to be hard for us to run the ball on them. I really do. There could be a chance because, yes, we are a different team, and so are they. Our teams are headed in different directions. Their team has gone down, and our team has trended up. We have gotten better everywhere. I already said it. We're on a different level. We're not the same team that we were when we played the Eagles the first time. So, could there be a chance that we're actually able to run the ball on them? Yes. Actually, there could be a chance that we're actually able to run the ball on them now. Am I counting on that? To be honest with you, no. But it's not a hot take to say we should be able to run the ball on them this time. So it's not something that I really worry about. It's more like we'll wait and see what happens, see if we can run the ball on them or not. but their D line should still be able to give us some pressure passing the rock. Running the ball, we'll see what happens. Passing the ball, they should be able to give us some pressure. But I truly believe in our O line. I believe Baker should have enough time. That's not to say that he's going to have all the time in the world. No, that's not what I mean. I just mean as far as playoff ball, I should see enough time in the pocket by Baker to be able to make the enough to make one, two, maybe three, if not check down. There should be enough time for Baker to be able to make those reads. One progression, two progression, maybe three, if not check down. There should be enough time for the average. Yes, one, two, maybe three, four plays here or there. There should be plays where then yeah, Baker didn't have no chance. Maybe that happens where there's plays here and there where yeah, the D line got through, Baker didn't have no chance. Maybe, but that's playoff football. That's not an excuse. That is playoff football. But for the most part, there should be plenty of time where Baker has enough time to go through his progressions. And there should be plenty of times. I don't see anything in our all 22, and even in the first time that we played them, that tells me that there won't be any times where there's shots to be made down the field. So with that said, if Baker plays a good game, we should be able to be a problem against them. Their D line against our O line, I just broke that down. Our weapons versus their weapons. I mean, our weapons are wide receivers versus, and I'm not going to talk about the running backs because the running back go as far as, the O line goes when you talk about running the ball. So that's the same thing when I say O line. Running backs only go as good as the offensive line goes. When we talk about weapons, wide receivers versus their corners, it should not be a problem. Period. It should not be a problem. There should not be no lockdown. No. Even if they lock Mike Evans down, there should be open people, whether you're talking about Trey Palmer, whether you talk about Chris Godwin, whether you talk about David Moore, or whether you talk about Rashad White checking the ball down. There should be opportunities for us to make plays. There should be opportunities for our offense to do what they got to do. Let's go defensively. Our D line versus their O line. I have said a couple of times since pretty much the middle of the season. I won't say in the beginning of the season. I'll say in the middle of the season. Our D line needs to be better. Their O line is one of the best in the game. Our D line versus their O line run game should be good enough. They should not be able to run the ball on us, especially like they did before. Unfortunately, the way they ran the ball on us was our weakness, basically, which is spread us apart and run the ball out of shotgun, doing those draw plays. It's tough. It's tough because it takes our linebackers out of the way. It doesn't allow us to put anybody in the box. I will say this. When you talk about Logan Hall, when you talk about Yaya, when you talk about Kalijah, they have gotten better. These young players have gotten better. So will they be able to dominate? I don't, like they did last time we played them. I do not know. If I had to put my money on it because of the scheme, I would say we might have a problem again trying to stop the run game if they run the ball like that again. But I have some hope because the D line has gotten better. Pass rush, I truly believe now that Yaya is starting, now that Kalijah's been in a couple of games, even in the first game, Yaya was a problem. Logan Hall, again, I keep bringing up Logan Hall. People kind of, Bucs fans are kind of sleeping on Logan Hall just because he's not getting the sacks. But if you watch all 22, Logan Hall is kind of coming into his own. He's kind of coming in pass rush and stopping the run. He's kind of coming into his own. But defensive line, I believe, will be better. If they're not, because it could be possible, and I'm talking strictly D line. If they are not, I still think we get pressure because we blitz a lot, right? That will be better. Um, Devin White should be healthier. That is good. As much as people want to crap on Devin White, I don't care. Um, Secondary is should be um, healthy now. We're pretty much healthy on defense. We not going to have Ryan Neal out there 24/7. D. Delaney going to get more playing time, right? So that's good. Their weakness, once again, is Jalen Hurts. And it's been exploited by good defenses all year. I've said it before. People think it's a hot take. It is not a hot take at all. To be more specific, Jalen Hurts has played like Justin Fields. As far as you pressure him, he stops looking down the field and he right away wants to run the ball, take off running. He is trying to slow down the game with his feet. This is something young players do to slow down the ball. And when they start creating that habit, I said that with Justin Fields, when they start creating that habit, it messes up the offense. And that's what Jalen Hurts has been doing. Now, not only that, but now he has an injured finger. That's even worse. Even the first game, Jalen Hurts was struggling against our defense. He had a couple of lucky plays that fell their way. And it could happen again this year. This game. But I do believe with if we can show them something offensively, those lucky plays won't be enough. So we will see what happens there. But our now the playoffs are a different beast. You saw it in the Green Bay Cowboys game. You saw it in the Kansas City game. I did not watch the Texans game, so I can't speak on that. But in those two other games, very evident. They saw a lot of weakness on tape. So who exploits who in this game? The Eagles could come out and take advantage of some things that Cowboys in this defense having problems with. And I have to make a decision and be right about it and guess, are they going to be able to exploit our defense? I would say no. Is it possible? Yes. It is the playoffs. It is possible Eagles see something that I don't see or come with a game plan. And what scares me about it is it happened to us in the Chiefs game, the last time we played the Chiefs in the regular season. And it happened to us last year because we played the Chiefs last year in the regular season. And then it happened to us in the Cowboys game in the playoffs last year. And what they did was the same thing that the Chiefs did. The Cowboys' game plan offensively was the same thing that the Chiefs did. And I completely, but to simplify it, one of the biggest things that they did was double moves. Double moves was the biggest thing, and they used their tight end to do double moves on our court on our linebackers, including Levante. Not just Devin, but including Levante. Double moves. And what I mean by double moves is a lot of in and out moves. A lot of out and in moves, I should say. A lot of do an out route, stop, and then I'm running inside. And Levante would be like, okay, I got the route covered, and then they would make another move and go inside, and then they would have some separation. and the quarterback was just waiting on that separation and would just get easy throws like that. So a lot of double moves, a lot of, oh, you thought you covered this, and then I make another move, and now I got my separation that we were looking for. So we were pretty much exploited against that Dallas game. And we weren't, even if we weren't going to win that game because Brady and our offense wasn't good. But yes, defensively, we were exploited in that game. So it's possible. I do not think that the Eagles will do that, or even maybe there's something else that I see, and I'm like, yeah, they kind of exploited our defense by doing something else to us. But I don't see it happening. But again, I am letting you know if maybe it happens, it's possible. But for the most part, I'm worried about the run game when it comes to them and our defense. Now, I broke all that down. I'm about to tell you the third way that we win this game. And let me read the comment real quick. Luke in the building says the problem is Baker cannot get them the ball downfield with hurt ribs. Listen, once again, there's a lot of excuses. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear excuses. I really don't. Drew Brees played with fractured ribs, several fractured ribs. You hear me? Jameis Winston played with a bad back and almost beat us. I don't want to hear no excuse about any hurt ribs. I don't. I don't. I know this is not the channel for that. This is not casual. Like, I don't want to hear excuses. I understand the ribs. Yeah, but they're paying. Okay, shoot them up with something and go play ball. Everybody's hurting, and I understand he's not Drew Brees. But if he's not Drew Brees, then he's not Drew Brees. Say that. Don't just make it seem like it's not fair because he's playing with hurt ribs. Because I don't care. Plenty of quarterbacks play with fractured ribs, broken ribs. Matter of fact, Drew Brees played with fractured ribs and a punctured lung and a messed up finger and still played. Jalen Hurts is playing with a jacked up finger on his throwing hand. So I don't want to hear any excuses, period. Now, it is what it is. It doesn't matter to me. That crazy in the building says, Skull Gang in the building, what up, RTP? What it do? So let me break everything down real quick before we get to the third and final way we win this game. In the beginning of this live stream, I talked a little bit about us winning the division. Didn't really celebrate. I explained why. Talked a little bit about how at the end of the season I've made a lot of people look dumb. We talked about the first way we could win this playoff game. After that, we talked about the second way we can win this playoff game, which was basically if we have Lombardi Baker. We also talked about how I won't be home for the start of the game, but I should be home by halftime. And if I don't go live by halftime, I will go live at the end of the game to break down the game real quick, or maybe real long, depending on if I work tomorrow or not. So let's talk about the third and final way that we could win this football game. Destiny or it being rigged. Let me say that again. Destiny or the game being rigged. You guys know, RTP, Real Talk Perez channel, right? I had a lot of conspiracies. I haven't done a lot of conspiracies on this channel, on the Pewter and Red podcast. but there is one that I have been thinking about. Couple of evidence. Um, they have been showing on Twitter, not of lately, but in the very beginning of the season or in the middle of the season, to be honest, they have been showing how the logo of the Super Bowl logos, how they have like the XXL, standing for Super Bowl 55 or whatever number we're on, usually has the colors for the last like three Super Bowls of the team that are making the Super Bowl. And the colors that are on the Super Bowl logo this year is purple and red. Now, people have assumed that the purple and red is for the only purple team on the AFC team. Matter of fact, the only purple team, period, or no, the only purple team on the AFC team is the Ravens, and the red team that they can see being in the Super Bowl on the NFC side is the 49ers. But what if the red stands for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Okay, if I have the conspiracy, I'm not just going off of one thing. So that's conspiracy one. Conspiracy two, right? Or it's still the same conspiracy, but evidence number two, I should say. Before I went live today on this channel, right before I went live, you guys might have had a notification, maybe not. If you have done what I've always told you guys to do, which is click on the notification bell and make sure the notification bell is on all and not just on whatever its default is. The default is, I think it's just like me or something like that, which basically it only notifies you when I tag you or something like that. You have to put the notification bell on all, ALL. So it's either all or everything, something like that. It either says all or everything. So whether I go live or whether I post something in the community tab, it will automatically notify you that I posted something. And I posted something today right before I went live. And it was a picture of the playoff poster. And it has basically all the quarterbacks that are in the playoffs. And in that poster, if you haven't seen it yet, matter of fact, give me 1 second. I just wanted to be triple sure. In that poster, that also has the Super Bowl logo in the middle of that poster, or not in the middle. It's in the middle, but it's towards the bottom of the poster, the Super Bowl logo that has the purple and the red in it. It has all the playoff quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson is directly in the middle of that poster, in the very bottom of that poster, right on top of the Super Bowl logo. Baker Mayfield is also dead center in the middle of that poster. Everybody else is a little to the side. The only ones that are in the middle of that poster is Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is all the way on the top of that poster, in the middle. He's in the background. He's behind everybody, but he's the only one that's in the middle of that poster, all the way to the top. And Lamar Jackson is the only one in the middle of that poster, all the way to the bottom. Not only does the Super Bowl logo have red and purple in it, but the purple is in the bottom of the logo, the Super Bowl logo, and the red is in the top of the Super Bowl logo. So the third way that we could win this game is if it's by destiny or if the game is rigged. Now, or the script, as people like to say, the NFL script. Now, the third and final, because there is one more. There is one more. And we've actually talked about this before. I've brought this up before. Probably the only time I brought up a conspiracy. So I'm going to bring it up one more time. If you remember, when it was NFL 100-year anniversary, and it had that commercial where the football was fumbling on the floor and all these Hall of Fame football players were jumping and trying to get the football in that commercial. Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield are sitting next to each other, and Baker Mayfield says, "Go get it, old timer." And Brady tells Baker, "Here, hold these," and hands him all of his Super Bowl rings and goes in after the football. That was the very first conspiracy we talked about when we first signed Brady. And it was kind of laughed at. It was kind of laughed at. You know, they kind of brought it up as a joke. And I looked at it as a joke as well. Like, that is coincidental. That was just coincidental at the time. But now all these other things have come up. I'm like, just something to think about. Just something to ponder. Something to ponder. Not saying that that's going to happen. Not saying go put your money on the Bucs to win the Super Bowl or anything, or go to the Super Bowl or anything like that. But it's just something to ponder. Something to speculate. But obviously, this is my channel. I wanted to put it out there. I want you guys to hear it. And I wanted you guys to understand my thought process and what I was thinking about. So, if you're watching this live, if you want to jump in here, hit the link or comment in the comment section. Because the link to jump in here is in the comment section. Or you could comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about what I just said. And if you're watching this and it's not live, please comment in the comment section and let me know what you think about everything I just said. But don't do it before you hit that like button. Once again, I will be live streaming tonight, either after halftime or right after the game. Not exactly sure when, but I will be live streaming tonight. But I did want to live stream to talk some Eagles Buccaneers playoff and see if anybody wanted to come in here and talk as well. But that's all I have to say. I'll wait a little bit, see if anybody wants to jump in here or if anybody wants to comment anything. And if not, we'll leave it at that. Let me see if I got anything else I want to say. So I was right about Baker. I was right about Tua. I was right about Purdy. I'm a pretty good quarterback evaluator right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty good at evaluating quarterbacks right now. So I'm low-key that's what I wanted to talk about. Facts. I almost forgot. Because, well, I won't say too much. I won't break it down too much. I'll leave it at this because we're still in the season. But I'm actually very excited for the off-season this year because of two things that I want to talk about more in depth, right? Because I said I'm a very good quarterback evaluator. Because of that, I am very excited to break down this quarterback film for the college quarterbacks that are coming into the NFL to see if we draft one of them. But not only that, and I'm not going to talk about this anymore today because I want to save it for when the season's actually over. I am kind of more now interested, more than ever. I am interested more now than ever to see what we have in Kyle Trask. To the point where if Jason Light asked me, RTP, do you want to draft a quarterback or do you want to go with Trask? I would actually say go with Trask. Now, again, I'm not going to break it down too much right now. I'm not going to get in a debate with anybody right now about it, but I will say this. And again, in the off season, we're going to talk about this a lot more. I just don't know when the off season is going to be. That'll be up to Baker. Because of what I've seen, and I think a lot of people have forgotten, and I think there might be more than we thought of people that might think this way now once it's brought up and it's understood. But after seeing Jordan Love do what he did in the playoffs and understanding that that man sat behind and waited for his turn, and Green Bay Packers have gone from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. And they have did that because all of those players have sat back and waited their turn and waited their turn and waited their turn. All of those players came into the league prepared and ready for the moment. And that is the way quarterbacks used to be brought up back in the days. And the league has turned into this, we want a CJ Stroud, someone that's going to come in and right away be good. And I will admit that a lot of players have came in and right away have been able to be good. Herbert, Patrick, CJ, well, not Josh. There's a lot of Kyle Murray. There's a lot of players that have come in right away and was good. I have said many times that is because they're bringing in a lot of college games, a lot of college play that makes it easy for these young quarterbacks to come into the NFL and produce without a lot of risk. But we're also seeing players come in, and once the NFL has figured out what you're doing to make it easy for that quarterback, they now can make it hard. Remember, one of my golden rules in the NFL, if it's simplified for your players to execute, it's also simplified for the NFL to defend against it. The easier it is for your team to execute, the easier it is for your team to defend, for the NFL to defend it. And that's whether you're talking about defense or whether you're talking about offense, either way. And when you have a quarterback that has been sitting behind, it's not about, oh, he was sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, so he learned, a lot of tricks and tips from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers didn't want to teach him anything. We know he didn't teach him anything. Matter of fact, we know Brett Favre didn't teach Aaron Rodgers anything. So it's not that, oh, well, that's because he sat behind Brett Favre. That's because he sat behind Aaron Rodgers. No. It's the fact of we're not putting no pressure on you. We're letting you sit behind there and learn. And even when we think you might be able to do it, hey, we have this other quarterback. There's no need to rush you. Sit another year and learn even more. So when it's your time, you are ready. And a lot of these quarterbacks People have said this about Blaine Gabbert. He was thrown into the fire too early and messed up his development. We might be seeing that um, Trevor Lawrence. His development's not going too good. We might be we might have seen that with Tua, even though he had an MVP caliber, and I say that in quotation, type of year. Again, it was because they made an easy offense for him. It's not really an easy offense. It's more of what he was doing was cheating the system. But when he's asked to actually play quarterback, go through his progression, he struggles. He's still struggling, just as bad as a rookie. So the biggest part is, do you want to take a chance on putting all the pressure on a rookie quarterback who might have really good talent, but the pressure of you have to be a franchise quarterback, and you have to be a franchise quarterback year one, and you have to develop while we're trying to win. That can mess up his development, the scrutiny, and the ups and downs of a team learning how to win or a team trying to be good and all that stuff. Falling on your shoulder, could it make or break you? Or behind a quarterback that you feel he has some talent. You feel like he knows the NFL. He knows coverage. He knows our system. I don't know. After seeing Jordan Love, I'm kind of like, there's no pressure on Trask. Trask is probably waiting for the chance. He's probably nipping at the feet of the chance to get in the game. Where he might have been nervous to be in the playoffs in a playoff game. He might be like, "Oh, I wish I could be in this damn playoff game." Especially when you see Baker missing open throws, not seeing the check downs, missing reads. He might be looking at the tablet with Baker and the quarterback coach and being like, "Bro, if I was in that game, bro, oh my God, I'd tear this defense apart. How is Baker not seeing this?" He might be like, just like, "Oh, I can't, man, when I get in this game, it's a wrap." Who knows? I don't know. I'm not saying he's the answer. I don't know. But after seeing Jordan Love, I might be more in the train of, you know what? Maybe when Jason Light said, we have a plan, this whole time, the plan was Kyle Trask. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it more than ever. Either way, this offseason, whenever that is, going to be an interesting one and an exciting one. Big Al in the building says, "Yo, what's up, RTP, Peter and Red, till I'm cold and dead. You know what time it is." I'm not going to speak more about that because, again, that's off-season talk. But just something for you guys to ponder. I said a lot today, and you guys know me, RTP. I may not come on every day like some of these beat writers and some of these content creators that make a video every day about the Bucs just picked up someone that's on the practice squad, or doing the stuff that people be making videos on, talking about, like, just stuff that is like boring content. Let's just be real. I might not make videos every day, but when I come on here, I got something to talk about, and it's some quality. Man, I didn't think about that. It's some quality things. Whether you agree or don't agree, I gave people the opportunity. I gave people the opportunity to click on the link and come in here, speak their mind about everything that I've talked about. If you just got here and you don't know what I've been talking about, you're going to have to replay this video and listen again, because we talked about a few things in today's live stream. J. Dot says that's one way to look at it. It is. It's not the right. I'm not saying it's the right way. I'm definitely not saying it's the right way, but it is definitely one way to look at it. Is it the right way? I have no idea. No idea. But we broke down a lot of things. Come back and watch this video over again if you just got here. There's a lot of things we had to talk about, and there's a lot of things you guys should listen to or listen and hear. And once again, please, if you haven't yet, comment in the comment section. Also, don't forget, hit the like button, show love, hit the like button. So comment in the comment section and let me know what you think of the things that I talked about today in this live stream. Once again, I will see you guys at halftime of the game because I get off work late today. If not, I will be live after the game to talk about the game. It's your man RTP here on the Pewter and Red podcast. And remember, it's Pewter and Red till we're cold and dead. I'll see you guys. Deuce.